Hello folks, welcome to the weekly oracle reading for the week beginning 7th of April. I know that I'm slightly late on the weekly videos. I only manage to post them every Tuesday. I shall try and do it on Mondays. I sense the week ahead as one of those rides in the amusement parks. Would be around this carriage ride that's slowly going up. Okay, so, and I think it'll reach its peak when we go to the Grand Cross, which I spoke about. So if you don't think you're prepared for this ride, then you're gonna have a tough time. But that's precisely why we have this week that's building up to that crescendo, so that we can decide while we are on that carriage as to what needs to be resolved. And for many of us, it's basically the relationship department. Alright, so let's see if it's going to be a smooth ride, and let's tune a little bit into the energies of this week. So the first card up is Divine Order. So Archangel Raguel saying everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. Okay. Some people in your community, or maybe your business partner, or maybe your love relationships, they seem to have a lot of control over you. It is better for you to be centered around yourself when you indulge yourself with the general external worldly affairs. You are fully conscious about your decisions and you take responsibility for that. So some of us have just found it convenient to just keep blaming things around us or people around us for how we end up conducting ourselves. So step into the light, take ownership of what you do, what you are, what your interests are. Okay? You just have to gather all the strength and skill. You need to exercise a lot of willpower. If not, what you'll be doing is sacrificing your own self, your authenticity, your self-expression to show the demands of people around you. Because why? You want to please them. Why is that? Why do you want to be anything else when you get to be you? Isn't that a wonderful question to ask yourself this week? At some point it requires self-sacrifice of your ego and your prejudices. So we have a stellium in the sign of Aries. So what that basically means is you have a lot of energy and power in the sign of Aries. If you're on the downside of the relationship that you are in, you have enough storehouse of energy this week to supply yourself with that confidence to stand up for yourself. And if you're on the other side where you feel that you've been too much on yourself, it can be quite challenging for you. You have excessive energy that's being supplied to you this week. Somehow the scales are tipping towards your relationships. So we're trying to gain a more optimal level of involvement in this whole cosmic question of us versus them. The next card up is Overcoming Difficulties. That's Archangel Jeremiah saying, the worst is now behind you and you are surmounting any previous challenges. So as you can see an angel in flight, okay? And this is the goal, and there's light descending from there. And we are almost, let's say, a little bit more than 3/4. This basically means hang in there. Okay. Yes, there is reason for doubt which should not be entertained this week. Why? Because look at how far you've come. You've been riding the highs and lows pretty well. Okay? So there's no reason to give up at this point in time. And the very fact that despite all those difficult circumstances, you've just held on, is the very reason why things have been opening up for you so far. It's your attitude that really paves the way of miracles to open up before you in your life. Discipline your mind to continue the work of emotional undoing, and you have been very successful, so I congratulate you for that. Next card up is Moon Cycles. That's Archangel Haniel. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestation, and capitalize upon these cycles. Okay, so I must tell you guys that I've been using this deck on many other occasions, especially last 3 or 4 days. And this is one of the cards that kept coming up every single day. When a card comes up like that, it basically means that it's going to be a very dominant energy. So when we talk about moon, we talk about the feminine energies. And I think somehow by the middle of next week, we have the full moon in Libra. And Libra is all about justice, equality, individuals versus the bureaucrats. Look into the news. They're all about justice against injustice. And Mars is retrograde in that. So basically on a global level, we are very much internalizing, thinking, analyzing what's right for us as individuals, as human civilization. At a personal level, we're going to be letting go of a lot of relationships that doesn't work for us. Every intention that you set forth around the new moon would have achieved some sort of manifestation by the time of full moon. Not necessarily physical, it could also be in terms of achieving a certain state of mind as well. So your attitudes are balancing out, your lifestyle is being balanced out, your relationships are being balanced out, your career choices, some of them are going to leave their jobs. I said somehow that you are to preserve a lot of knowledge this week. It's more to do with reading up on material that kind of helps you towards a better understanding. It could be spiritual books or could be self-help books. I see you preserving information which you think will actually aid you in this transformative process. Next card up is gifts from the God, archangels and dolphins saying, "We angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive." I must tell you, this is one of the other cards that kept coming up. I think this too is another dominant energy this week. Which is a good news. Okay, so I think this is going to come through to us more in terms of inspiration. All of those people who are in the field of media or any artistic vocation, I feel they're going to be benefiting a lot this week. And all that imagery is going to be put on a canvas. So that's good news. But yeah, here's the catch. You cannot receive that information until you're in an attitude of believing that they are being sent to you. Can't contain that energy, so they have to be kind of transposed onto a medium through words or through your palette, brush palette, whatever that is, whichever that applies to you. Okay, so great week for you in total. There is a lot of preservation of knowledge, at the same time activity related to your creative inspiration. The only challenge that's posing for you this week is relationships, so kind of try and smoothen the rough edges. I wish you all well. Take care of yourselves. No matter what, be tuned in with your own higher self. Take care and love you all. Bye.